Hey, what's up, guys? This is the Indie Kid coming at you. Just want to bring you a video. Another video as we get into football. Spring practice starts tomorrow. I've been covering a little bit more of the basketball here the last couple of weeks, getting into the tournament, talking about the state of the basketball program. But today we get into football. More football, as Boogie's been bringing some videos so far, covering different aspects of the program. What's the mood of the program? He brought the news this morning. Or he didn't bring that, he just reiterating, bringing about Henry T returning to campus, which I think is big for the program. But I want to piggyback off of that, and I want to talk about the wide receivers today. It's a group I'm really excited about. Before I get into that, though, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit subscribe. And tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, the plan is we're going to go live on air, so I hope you guys will tune in for that. And then make sure you tune in throughout the week. Boogie has the Wrestling Council Thursday nights at 9 p.m. and then try to bring you some stuff over the weekend. We'll try to bring some reports throughout the week as well, kind of telling what we're reading about in terms of spring practice. Maybe kind of hit the overall vibe, if there's any position changes, how the team's looking, et cetera, et cetera. So hopefully we can bring you guys what it is. And again, we're not there at practice. You know, we're getting our reports just the same as a lot of you guys do online, and just kind of reiterating and bringing to you what we're reading. Maybe, you know, bring our own opinion or what we think, whether it's right or wrong on that as well. But I really wanted to bring a video about the wide receivers. I'm excited about this group, man. I think there's a lot of untapped potential there, and it just, if there's one group, one specific group on this team that's got to be happy for a change, it's got to be the wide receivers. So many of these guys, you know, they were pretty touted coming in. Jeremy Pruitt and the staff, they want to talk about, well, we signed the best receiver group in the country, and then they get to campus and, you know, they're not even utilized last year. And, you know, part of that's quarterback issues. Some of them became a little more, well, I say some of your, I'm going to consider newcomers along with freshmen on that as well. But, you know, looking at what's coming back next year, I think there's a lot of potential here. It's not a lot of proven guys, but a lot of potential. We started seeing at the end of last year when Vols Jones started getting opportunities, the guy can make plays. When Jalen Hyatt got opportunities, the guy can make plays. These guys have got to be hungry. They've got to be excited knowing this offense that they're going in. I think this offense fits them perfectly right here. A quick offense that allows your guys to make plays. Playmakers make plays. And, you know, it's going to go quick. So I feel confident if a quarterback can't make a quick decision, he's not going to be in there. These quarterbacks are going to have to be on it. They're going to have to be quick decision. They're going to have to be getting rid of the ball and moving with it. I don't see this offense operating any differently than it has under Heupel's time at Central Florida. So it's going to go fast, it's going to go fast, and it's going to go fast. And, you know, if you can't play at that speed, I feel confident in saying you're not going to be on the field there. But just let's get into the receiving core right here. I think your projected starters coming out, I think you're looking at Vols Jones and Jalen Hyatt. I think that's probably the main two on the depth chart. I wonder if Ramel Keaton as well. He's a guy into his freshman year, had a big game in the bowl game, started out getting targets last year, and he had a case of the butterfingers last year. Wasn't just couldn't hold on to the ball, and then his playing time, you know, dropped significantly as the season went along. But good thing is he's going to be considered a sophomore again next year, since they didn't lose a year of eligibility. Everybody basically gained a year, so he'll be considered a sophomore coming in to this coming season. But you know, it's a guy that has some potential that hopefully can get it out. I know just listening and reading, Cody Burns, the new wide receiver coach, he's basically saying that. He said there's a lot of potential here. He said it's not proven, it has to be developed, but there is a lot of potential. So, and the key word I keep hearing is develop. And as you guys know, development has not been there. It's not been in this program for a long time. I will give Jeremy Pruitt credit for something, though. I feel that there's positions here he left a whole lot better than what he inherited here. Receivers, you know, he inherited some talent at wide receiver. If we got around to talking about the offensive line, he left definitely a significant bit of more talent than what he inherited. I will give the guy credit for that. He worked hard to recruit and replenish the roster. I still think there's some talent down here. It just needs to be developed and coached up. But this group's one of them. Blows my mind that these guys could not get on the field last year. And, that was a big thing for me with the Jim Chaney offense. You've got to know all your assignments to get on the field. You got to be able to block. You got to know this route to run, this and that, or you're not playing. And sometimes, man, you got to let guys play. You've got to let guys play. And they didn't let these guys play. Talk about all this speed that Tennessee needed, and they couldn't get on the field here. But Bayless Jones, Jalen Hyatt, curious to see where Mel Keaton factors in, if he could possibly be in that top three. Another guy that's been around a couple years, Cedric Tillman. He's a bigger receiver, which, the bigger receivers definitely have a role. It's not just all quick scat guys that'll flourish in this offense. The bigger receivers can as well. But we're looking at these guys. Tillman's got 8 career catches. Jimmy Holiday, here's a guy that's supposedly an absolute blazer. And curious to see, excited to see what he can do in this offense. As he come in as a quarterback, got converted pretty quick. And I think he's likely to probably stay there unless they experiment around and see if they can utilize him better somewhere else. But you got Jimmy Holiday, you got Jimmy Callaway, who was another guy, generated a lot of buzz last summer, but 2 catches for 20 yards and then a 1 rushing attempt for a -6 yards. So obviously another guy, a lot of hype, wasn't utilized last year. Malachi Wideman, another receiver. I know they were very happy to get him. A taller guy at 6'4", 1 catch for 24 yards, wasn't utilized again last year. So really blows my mind because there was a lack of playmaking around. But these guys couldn't get on the field. I don't know, man. Again, that's something that's got to excite you as a wide receiver, this offense. It's got to play. I think these wide receivers that they have will play excellent to this. I think they will fit in perfectly with this offense. Of course, I mentioned Ramel Keaton. Last year, he just had 9 catches for 76 yards. And, he wasn't even involved at all in the last 3 games. So this is a guy that's got to be happy about a coaching change. And then you had Kenny Solomon, who was a defensive back, and they moved over. Another guy that's a blazer. He runs on the track team. He is a sprinter on the track team. Does he stick at receiver? Do they maybe experiment with him going back to defensive back? Kind of curious to see where he was there. He's played a lot in his 2 years, but it's predominantly been on special teams. And then you've got Walker Merrill coming in, freshman out of Brentwood Academy. This guy's got some skill, 6'1", not a burner, but they say he's a really good athlete here. And, I think a guy that may surprise some people, may be able to come in and help as a freshman. You've got junior college transfer, which was signed right before the coaching hire of Hopple. Anderson Kobe, 6'2", 180. Pretty good speed again. They're saying he looks like an SEC-level athlete capable of making plays here. And, if you get a chance on 24/7 Sports, they've got some real good previews coming up right now. I'm kind of basing, a lot of my information, obviously, on guys I know coming back, kind of basing, going over the list too. But some other guys that they signed, I wonder how they'll factor in. You got Julian Nixon, who's listed as a wide receiver. He's listed at 6'2", 230, right? Or I'm sorry, 6'3", 230. So I don't know if that's a guy that may stick at receiver. Could they experiment with him as a, like an H-back or a tight end, something along those lines? And then, a guy who gets mentioned a lot as well, who's currently was running backs D. Beckwith. Does he factor in at receiver? A 6'5", 220 guy. I just don't know that all offenses keep 6'5" guys at running back. We'll see, though. I mean, he's definitely an intriguing athlete right there. And then are there any other guys they could possibly move around? But I think there's a lot of talent in this group. And I think if you're a quarterback, you got to be really happy. Now, again, are there going to be growing pains? Absolutely. Absolutely. But Burns has been a good receivers coach at Auburn. I believe, based on what I've seen, he's had a lot of good recruits down there. I expect he'll continue to recruit well. And, it's exciting. Spring practice starting tomorrow. It's a new start. It's a new beginning. I'm excited, guys. I'm really excited. I hadn't been excited about Tennessee football in a while. Yeah, maybe coming into last year, I expected more out of it. There was some excitement there, but ultimately there were still some of the same barriers in place. And, I don't think any of us foreseen just drop off that happened last year. We didn't see it. And, what's the development going to be like? That's going to be key at positions. Wide receivers, one of them. Talent is there. Development's key. So, I think these guys are bought in from, what the coaches are saying. All the players that have stuck around have bought in. So we'll see. I think it's going to be a sneaky group. A lot of speed, a lot of athleticism here. And, the main thing is just keep adding to this group now. I think you've got a good core group of receivers in place. Now just develop them and add to it. But I think if we get this quarterback situation fixed, which I know Boogie's put out videos on that before, there's some talent at quarterback. There's some talent to be excited about down there. And get that fixed, everything's going to take care of itself. There's some talent at each position on there. A lot of unproven talent just waiting to be developed. If these guys are buying in and they're hungry, I feel this staff will develop them as an offense. And I feel that's one thing I feel good about with this coaching staff. I look at each position and I see guys who've had success. Now, not to say that Jeremy Pruitt's didn't. There was definitely guys on that staff did as well, but there were coaches on there we didn't know anything about. They proved out decent recruiters, but maybe not too good on-field coaches. I feel really confident that all the guys that on this staff can coach on the field. It's just a matter of recruiting. And if you start winning, recruiting takes care of itself right there. But it's almost that time, guys. Spring practice starts tomorrow. I can't remember now. I think they've got to go a few practices before they go in pads. But really curious to see how things sound, what guys may turn around, maybe switch positions. I got to think there's got to be a lot of hungry guys down there. If you're on that team and you don't have a bitter taste in your mouth out of last year, I don't know what to tell you. I would be upset and ready. I would be hungry and ready. And I think these guys are, just from the videos that UT football's put out, just from hearing the coaches. I think these guys are bought in and ready to go. But thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you. Make sure, again, you check us out tomorrow night. And I'm sorry I'm kind of spitting, sputtering over my words. Make sure you check us out tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. We'll go live. We'll kind of talk about the football team, things going on. But, I feel like we harp sometimes on the negative. It's been a negative year of Tennessee athletics. Hopefully things are starting to turn around as we start spring practice. A lot of optimism. And, it's got to be proven. There's no doubt about it, but I'm excited about it. And then congrats to Tony Vitello, 100th win this weekend, and fastest in UT baseball history to 100 wins, fastest since Rod Delmonico. So big series win this weekend over Georgia to start SEC play. So base Vols are still playing well, ranked 10th as of right now. And so go Vols. Let's keep up the good stuff. Let's get spring practice going. Hope to see you guys on there tomorrow night. Hope you guys have a good Monday. Take care.